Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a Divine Masculine channeled update. I came into some new information over the weekend that I was asked to share with you. It's very early here in the morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I still have not gotten the girls up to get them ready for school. So I wanted to talk about these energies before jumping into the forecast later this morning. So I feel there's recently been like this dispersion of energy over the weekend when it comes to this gateway of like sexuality is kind of what came through, and this bonding when it comes to intimacy, kind of like beyond words. And so I feel the karmic's ability to break down all of these barriers around the masculine's heart in order for the twins to achieve this union is bringing forward this very deep, fertile energy when it comes to the potential of these unions. And so I kind of feel this sleeping state has now been kind of awakened. It was like this phoenix energy coming through, and it's like this preemptive strike is kind of what I was shown. And so I feel the position that the masculine is at is where he's recognizing his abilities, his spiritual intelligence, but this deep indecisiveness on how to act or when to act is really bringing forward this limitation when it comes to uncertainty. And so I feel the masculine really is needing to embrace his inner authority, his natural vitality when it comes to understanding his purpose and the direction he needs to take by recognizing what barriers he kind of needs to eliminate before, we can be impregnated with this new divine energy. And so a lot of fertile energy, and a lot of these self-imposed barriers that the masculine has created is due to his calculated shyness. And so this is all rooted in deep psychological barriers, and I feel the dynamic he's playing out right now in this very restrictive interaction with the karmic feminine is bringing forward a lot of infertility, which is rooted in his psychology. And so a lot of these conditions are driving the masculine towards this separateness within the karmic contract. And so I feel preferring to go towards the divine feminine to protect the feminine. And so there's a lot of inevitable instability kind of playing out in the energies right now in order to get the masculine to embrace this openness. My cat Panther is wanting to come up on the desk really bad. And so with all of this Saturn energy, Saturn retrograde, I feel the masculine is finally being exalted from that karmic contract where he's in this deep search for his true identity, really seeking that security, which can only be achieved by dropping all of these barriers around his heart and coming forward and redefining order in his life through this union of self and then with the union with the divine feminine. And so a lot of empowerment through this union is coming forward. The intimacy that the twins share, the openness and the transformation. And I feel a lot of the karmic energies have really been promiscuous recently, which is creating a whole other slew of problems and issues in the karmic contract. And so I feel a lot of energy coming forward when it comes to the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the rose, really asking the masculine to drop these barriers in order to establish this universal union that we came here to manifest this heaven on earth. And so it is this true power which will be derived from non-sexual intimacy, because the intimacy that the twins share goes far beyond a sexual connection. And so there's going to be a lot of intellectual understanding coming forward, but the masculine rarely decides to take action. And so all of these restraints are creating all kinds of challenges when it comes to that femme fatale or the Casanova, depending on your own situation. And so a lot of these karmics use love as a tool to manipulate, which is in essence working out in our favor because it is breaking down all of these barriers. And so I was shown the lightness of the sun, which represents the divine feminine, which at this point is carrying that 0 point balance, the non-polarity balance. No negative connotation is coming forward is what I'm feeling. And so this deep attraction towards the feminine is taking place. And with all of this Uranus energy playing out, the power of awakening and shakeups, I feel there's a lot of negative potential when it comes to the poor use of the masculine's power. A lot of these masculines were gigolos in the beginning of the connection. And so now they're dealing with this femme fatale as the roles kind of get reversed. And what should have just been a one-night stand with the karmic feminine has really turned into all of these blown out of proportion circumstances. And so the masculine is needing to accept that this was only supposed to be a temporary union. And so I feel it's going to be very dangerous if the masculine continues down that path. And so I feel he's being asked to go towards the perfected relationship with the divine feminine in order to embrace this moment of eternity and this true intimacy, regardless of any outer conditions that the masculine is currently facing. And so it's this drive to move on, this search for permanency, because everything is very impermanent in the masculine's life right now, and it's just a matter of course correction and how the masculine responds to these circumstances. And so there's a lot of duality coming up in the realm of Jupiter, in the realm of expansion, in the channel of mating. And so I think a lot of focus on reproduction, a lot of sacral chakra clearing. I went through a huge sacral chakra purge throughout the weekend. And so all of these energies are generating this support when it comes to our strategies, when it comes to this bonding and creating these new life forms. And so I feel what I was shown is like this aura breaking energy, which is going to redefine the way the masculine penetrates and breaks through these barriers in order to reach a place of intimacy. A lot of the twins are supposed to come together and create divine offspring, and so, or enter into like birthing a new creative business adventure together. And so it is very important that we have this bonded relationship, and this is the week where the portal is wide open with the summer solstice in order to prepare for this Lion's Gate and how we're going to approach bonding within humanity moving forward. So a lot of strategies coming forward. A lot of the masculines have been so singularly focused, and now they're kind of seeing their most viable option is the divine feminine. And so I think the only real choice the masculine has in this matter is to enter into the intimate relationship with the divine feminine if he is to embrace his true masculine authority, because we are bonded as that correct mate for one another already. And then it even goes further beyond that when it comes to tribal intimacy. So, you know, we're supposed to feel this warm, deep intimacy with everybody that we connect with. And I feel the words the masculine wants to bring forward are going to be very intensified and very sensitive. And I feel the masculine's really paying attention when it comes to the confusion and the conflict and all of these unproductive relationships that he's been kind of playing with. And so the intimacy that the twins share is all about timing. And so I feel this gateway of abundance is opening up in the energies this week, and the quality of the spirit that we hold within is about being in the emotional now moment. And so abundance strictly is a question of spirit. Abundance is there at any given point in time. And spirit is definitely not a matter of comparison, but spirit is just the wonder energy. And that cup of life exists in all of us, that holy grail cup, that holy chalice of life. And so a lot of energy with the Godhead Kali. And I feel, you know, we're in this state of expanding and cooperation, and all of this is going to play out until about the year 2027. So we, you know, we're working through all of this major karmic clearing, all of this expansion, all of these powerful forces when it comes to principled actions moving forward, and the guaranteed continued support from our spiritual team, but we have to connect with spirit, we have to cooperate with spirit, and we have to cooperate with all of these powerful forces. And so you know, there's this deep concentration on building these harmonic relationships with powerful forces, because we need to keep providing this continuity, which is going to be necessary for our spiritual advancement. So a lot of potential to harmonize in the energy for the benefit of spirit, for the benefit of humanity. And I feel a lot of the masculines, you know, their distrust towards the feminine really has hampered them from manifesting abundance. I think there's a lot of slander and there's a lot of gossip surrounding the feminine and the masculine at this time when it comes to all of the karmic interference. And so a lot of penetrating energy when it comes to embracing our relating talents, our gifts. And I feel the masculine can see that the feminine is trustful and is genuine and is there to provide this emotional stability and this strength of spirit. And I feel the masculine fears if he comes forward, there is not going to be that trust still within the connection. And so this is definitely creating a direct challenge. And so all of this slandering energy is putting the masculine at a disadvantage. And so I feel he's really needing to overcome this distrust. And there's this deep emotional drive to insist his trustworthiness towards the feminine. And I also feel a lot of the karmics are really, really, really trying to drag the masculine back down. And what I kept hearing in meditation from my masculine was, I was only following orders. I was only following orders. So I think a lot of the karmics really have you know, used this false innocence to control the masculine. And I feel with all of this Mars energy coming forward with Chiron, it's this deep struggle right now as the masculine wants to break free from this conformity. He was only following orders. And so this initiative in order to bring forward his superior qualities, and I feel a lot is kind of being ruined in the energies, because he can no longer keep safely hiding behind his shield, his mask, this selfish protection at the expense of others. And so it is the correct time to attempt to find a level of discipline, I feel, to follow the spiritual guidelines. I feel failure surrounding the masculine, and he's really needing to recognize that this failure is affected his journey. And so this assimilation energy when it comes to establishing new framework, new foundation, new balanced principles, and all of this energy with expansion and prosperity coming forward is asking the masculine to bring this into his emotional awareness for that balanced, principled, boundless energy to know no restraint. And so a lot of this boundless energy can no longer be ignored. And so we're in this gateway of growth, releasing this selfishness. I hear my peanut downstairs coughing, so the girls are going to be ready to get up soon. And so all of these unusual spiritual energies and abilities are coming forward, pushing the masculine into his position of power. But he needs to accept sound advice. He needs to accept that it's time to transform and innovate, and to embrace this gift of position of power, and to really step into that leader that he wishes he had. And so a lot of integrative openness is kind of what I'm feeling when it comes to this broad acceptance. And a lot is eventually going to be eclipsed out of the masculine's life in order to embrace this emotional openness. And so I feel a lot of the karmics are obsessed, and they've created this alienated energy around the masculine, and it's indirectly non-beneficial. I think a lot of material aspects are leaving the masculine's life, because we can never find spirituality through any materialism or greed. And so the feminine is coming into all of this material abundance, and we are here to share this light. And I feel the moon energy with the moon in Pisces, it's really highlighting this materialism, which has become an obsessive trait in the masculine and the karmic connection. And so a lot is happening in the mind space when it comes to the channel of emoting, and a lot of moodiness I feel when it comes to this lack of harnessing his solar plexus vitality. And so I think he's got this awareness of spirit around him, and that it's not just a concept, and he's needing to trust in his emotional instincts, because abundance is a true function of spirit. And so it's all how we perceive this, how we're feeling, what mood we're experiencing in the moment, what we're susceptible to when it comes to any melancholy chemistry in the karmic connections. And so there's this huge emotional wave, I feel, asking the masculine to constantly move through these cycles of hope to pain, hope to pain. It's like this spiraling energy. One moment I feel the masculine's cup feels half empty, and the next it feels half full. And so his mood is going to determine what correct action he needs to take. And so I think a lot of the masculines are feeling very alone, and they are needing to honor this energy in its intensity, no matter how deeply melancholic they may feel. And so this emotional energy that they are feeling is getting them to open up in order for the twins to kind of come together. And so I feel what the masculine is working through right now is a lot of fear, wondering if that cup is going to exist at all if he comes forward to the feminine. And what he fears the most is this emotional emptiness if he does not seize this opportunity, or this lack of passion in his life. And so it's the gateway of infinity, the gateway of holding the twins together, leading by example, contribution to the collective. And so I feel a lot of the masculine's basic self-worth is going to be realized when it comes to contributing his own individual efforts to the group goals when it comes to our mission. And so contribution is what I'm feeling, and it's like this contagion energy when it comes to honesty. And so the truthful acceptance of these limitations is going to allow the masculine to recognize it can only be transcended through embracing this journey and sharing what he's learned. And so a lot of awareness that he is part of the greater whole, part of the greater sum of this mission, and knowing that, you know, his true creative expression must be honestly communicated and shared alongside the divine feminine. And so I feel this huge withdrawal recently as the masculine is losing his individuality in that karmic contract. And so service-based mission is coming up a lot, and individual integrity is going to be key in the energies. We are here to serve the highest good. We are here to serve selflessly and to be that example through unselfish expression. And so I feel this prerequisite of service, this willingness to be an example, but it's definitely coming through at a very costly price for the masculine, because he's been playing into this phony lifestyle, playing into the phony connection with the karmic. She's a phony, shallowness, very shallow, and I think he's underestimated the shallowness of the feminine. And so a lot of deception without detection has, you know, happened. And so I feel it's acceptance of the phony connection, and to bring forward that respect towards the feminine, who has an uncompromising drive. And so I feel the group that the masculine's been connected with has created all kinds of limitations which are needing to be transcended. And reason alone is not going to allow the masculine to predict his own individual self-worth. And so I think he needs to acknowledge his leadership position. Good morning, Peanut. And to step into contributing. And that's where all of this dharma is going to play out. So it's about holding the tribe together. You know, this inevitable separation in the karmic contract is going to happen, because we are here to manifest these successful unions. And so I feel like the masculine's in the fledgling stage, like a baby bird. And once he steps into full maturity, he's kind of expected to leave that karmic nest and to take that right action when it comes to the integrity of this union, stepping into that teaching role, his contribution as part of a process of sharing these universal tools and knowledge. And I feel a lot of the masculines are exemplified teachers. And so when it comes to the karmic contract, it's kind of like the karmic feminine is serving like this mother energy, this parent energy that is unwilling to let go of this child. And so there's a lot of challenges coming up with that when it comes to the communion with the feminine. And so there's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to this disharmony in the masculine's life. And this is bringing forward this deep awareness of these unhealthy patterns. Knowing when to break free, when to release the doubt. There's a lot of regret coming up when it comes to these circumstances. I will get it in 1 minute. I'm almost done, okay? And so it is this energy of inspiration to step into that role of that creative role model, and a lot of throat chakra activation. So I think the masculine knows he has something to contribute, and it's like a public contribution when it comes to his individual lifestyle, direction, creations, empowering, publicly promoting the journey with the feminine. And so leadership is what is coming up, and I feel many of the twins are coming into this possession in great measure, a lot of rainbow blessings. And so when we accumulate all of this unlimited abundance, we do need to understand that money is not everything. Wealth also has its own issues and problems. And so this deep lust for money, 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 without the temperament of these higher principles, is going to create a delusion. And so money doesn't solve problems. Energy alone is never the key. Money alone is never the key. And so the key to manifesting this abundance is by stepping into this true benevolent power of these higher principles. And so a lot of the masculines are supposed to be working in the background as like this management for the divine feminine's mission. And so during this expansion, I feel a lot of responsibilities are being delegated throughout the collective, and the masculine is needing to release this vanity in order to step into service and utilizing his talents and this wealth for the highest good. It is about selfless contribution to society as a whole. And so I feel this greed and this self-destruction of his moral fiber is all breaking down, because the selfishness when it comes to fueling this greed has not created any ounce of security in the masculine's life. And so it's about reestablishing strong foundations, protection of the weak, and I feel ensuring that these strong foundations are built without any overconfidence, without any ego, without any greed. And so meeting all of these challenges, I feel, with competition, all of these threatening energies that are threatening his basis of security right now, because of the arrogance, And I feel there's a lot of dissatisfaction in the masculine's life due to all of these feelings of superiority. And a lot of illusions are being shattered when it comes to this innate dignity, because innate dignity is the key to true power. So I do feel we are the keeper of these Akashic keys. We are the keepers of the gates. And I feel the energy is redirecting us to this proper distribution of available resources. The universe truly is limitless, and there is more than enough to go around for humanity. And so a lot of resources coming in, a lot of resources being released, I feel. And the masculine can no longer keep throwing his money into this poor investment if he wants to protect the valuable life force energy that we came here to protect. And so this misuse or this abuse of power, and we got another cat coming up here, guys. And so I think a lot of mutative direction taking place in the energies, and I feel that karmic has served as a significant catalyst when it comes to empowering the masculine to step forward with the feminine to embrace this benevolent change within the world. And so that's kind of what I got for a little quick check-in, guys. My peanuts are getting up and ready for school. I will be back on momentarily after I get everybody dropped off to record and do the weekly twin astrology forecast. You're not going to want to miss it. We got a powerful week ahead with the solstice. We got Venus entering into Gemini, its home sign, the sign of the twins. And so there's a lot of energy when it comes to this reset. So you're not going to want to miss it. There's a lot that we're going to want to reflect on when it comes to unity consciousness for the week ahead. I hope y'all join me in. I look forward to seeing you all shortly. Thank you.